Happy New Year, bro. Happy New Year, guys. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. You know, this coming week it's gonna is it gonna be the first or second week of Jan 2026? Hope everybody's doing good. So yeah, man, another Sunday market breakdown for the first week of Jan. I'd like to put it that way. So yeah, man, I have a couple of pays on my watch. On my top five, I have 5 pays, and on my wild cards, I have you know 3 pays. So I'll just be breaking down these pays as they will be my main focus for this coming week. And yeah, man, this video won't take that long, so let me just quickly start and be brief with everything. Anyway, the DXY. Okay, nothing really much to speak about. Monthly time frame, we could notice how we closed on the previous month. We closed more like bearish type of thing, you know, bearish type of thing, whereby we had that double top, that mini double top. We had the follow through. We could somehow perhaps come tap into this low minimum. So that's how I'm looking about it within this small piece of price action right about here. And obviously, we more, as you could like pay attention, we more in this bearish momentum. Understand, we have this bearish structure, and I'm still looking to see if we like get the short. But looking at in a, I'd say, longer term perspective, within like a year, we might be like shooting down, for these coming months, because obviously we could see we are on this momentum to the downside. So if I could like go lower, you could notice that, okay, there's the double top and we got the follow through. So it's still a thing whereby we're still looking for price to like furthermore push down for this coming week. So I'm still, my bias is short on the DXY, as we have everything we need to start looking short. You understand? So that's how I'm looking about it. I'm still looking. This is the daily. Let me just go lower, like the 4 hour. Yeah, man, that's just simple as it is. You understand? We had this beautiful, um, I'd consider as, slow progression. Still looking to see if could we come tap into these areas, push down, and then we would start to look for any moves to the downside. You understand? That's how I'm looking about it. A possible 1, 2, 3 day. I'm looking about that. Anyway, euro dollar. Euro dollar, in terms of like correlation, makes perfect sense. You understand? Looking at this on the daily, you could notice not the best kind of positioning for short, for long, because I'm looking for long. I'm looking at this structure to move us to this high. That's the thing. You understand? As this has formed enough volume to come to this high. So that's how I'm looking about it. So I'd say, if I could like go on a higher time frame perspective, it would not be like type like I wouldn't put a lot of emphasis on the higher time frame narrative, but obviously you could notice that, okay, we come from this larger continuation. And what am I doing now? We come from this larger continuation and we got this aggressive push high. So this becomes a piece of continuation on its own, you know. Although it might not be complete because we have this low set below, of which I was looking for price to like to give us any further long from this area. But you could notice that, okay, we more starting to look long. So I'm paying attention at this momentum just to see if could it hold for the idea for long. You understand? So if we might sell, then I'll be looking for a clean push down continuation, of which that on its own might take some time. So for this week, I'm more focused on this bias, which is the idea for long. You understand? So I'll be looking to see if could we come tap into this area, push high continuation like that. I'll be looking to capitalize for the long. You understand? Minimum area to manage would be this high. Simple piece of price action. Next pair, Talashev. Dollar Chef, same thing. I remember on the past weeks, I was looking for longs. You understand? From a higher time frame perspective, we are short. We are looking short. You understand? But nevertheless, you could notice we are still ranging within this whole piece of price action like that. And you could notice if I could like go lower, I would like let me show you something. Okay, I'm paying attention at this. I'd consider it as a high, area of value and what's so on. And we had more of a mini double bottom day. You understand? And this became more of our impulse. So could this be something more of a middle section type of thing to come move to this area as a form of a you know a complete structure type of thing. You understand? So that's how I'm looking about it because we haven't taken out this area, and you could notice that okay, these are your nearest lows, whereby this was our low, like low. So this one has tapped into this area, and you could see some sort of a follow through on the daily. So that's the thing. I'm still looking for price to like push high, whereby this area hasn't been taken out. So that's how I'm looking about this piece of price action. Understand? And if I could like come on the H4, you could notice, especially with what is happening. We had this larger continuation here, whereby we were more neutral about it as we were starting to see a possible short. But obviously, we broke out and there was a formation of a continuation there. And if I could, like, okay, let me just remove all of these drawings like this. Oh, oh yeah, look at that. You understand? So I'm paying attention at how price tapped into the back end and we have formed the continuation there, and this becomes your first. So I'm looking to see if could we get another second one which is more deliberate like that for the idea for long. Minimum area to manage would be these highs, which would make perfect sense as well as a momentum type of structure. You understand? Because at that point everything would have been confirmed to furthermore push high. So that's how I'm looking about it. Nevertheless, the next pair, it's the dollar yen. Dollar yen, same thing. You understand? Prices form this more of your one, two, three like that, and obviously it's more of a complete type of structure like this. Could we? Could two things happen in this scenario? Could we like get the push down continuation ever since the DXY is looking short? Or could we somehow further develop into a structure like that, from something in that nature? Anything literally could happen. But the idea for long, it is something that I might not be looking to entertain, whereby entertain the dollar chef, obviously, if this comes to play. But anyway, not the best kind of positioning. This might as well like the the original idea would be something more in this nature. You understand? Something in this nature for price to come form a double bottom day and then give us the push high continuation. But then at this point, you could notice that okay, the idea for sure would be more of a counterplay. You understand? Of which it's a I'd say it's yeah, it's a more, you know yeah, it's a good type of, counterplay, ever since we have enough to start to look for for short term shorts. So that's how I'm looking about it. Um, yeah, man. The next um area, the next high is it's this area above. So that's how I'm looking about it. You understand? So anyway, the next pay, which is my fourth pay, it's the Aussie yen. So the Aussie yen, same thing. Paying attention at this low, which we more worked towards this low with a manner of a 1, 2, 3, and we have taken out this high, or is it an area of value? So these are the next areas to look at. So that's how I'm looking about it. Understand? That's the weekly time frame perspective. So anyway, if I could like go lower, the daily, the daily time frame, yeah, man, like it's a momentum type of play. Like look at this. This became more of your pullback, push high. We are trading above this previous. I'd consider. And I'm still looking for a continuation there. So if I could like come on the 4 hour, 4 hour would make perfect sense as to like why, as to my idea for long. You understand? So I'm looking at this as a possible formation of a two touch. Something like this would be looking for furthermore moves to the upside. That's how I'm looking about it. You understand? So next pair, which is the Euro Kiwi. Euro Kiwi, same thing. I'm still looking for shorts. You know, still looking for shorts. Um, so yeah, man, the idea for shorts, nearest areas, these areas, as well as these areas. We have two areas to start to look for anything. As you could notice, we had this momentum and this became more of your continuation type of structure like that, So I'm looking for shorts. If I could like go on the 4 hour, you could notice that okay, we had more of your mini double top there. I like how we had that more like your finishing type of move. Actually, this is more of an is more of an extended type of structure, or a person could consider it as an override, you know, like that, and this becomes your double top. I'm paying attention at this area, how we have the aggressive momentum, and we had this one, two, three to this high, and we got the aggressive sell-off day, you know. So that's how I'm looking about it. If I could go lower, I'll be looking for anything lower, like as a form of a continuation, just below this piece of price action. Any anything over a 1 hour structure, I'll be looking to entertain. So that's how I'm looking about it for shorts, you know, paying attention at the possible, head and shoulder setup, minimum to the slow. We'll be looking to see how price comes about, you know. Nevertheless, on my wild card, how many pays? I have three pays. Aussie dollar and dollar cat and the Kiwi cat. So same thing, Aussie dollar, same thing, if I could like go on the weekly time frame perspective, we could notice we are within two areas. You understand? This is the high, and prices reacted from a double bottom day, and we got the follow through. So obviously, in this scenario, I'd start to be looking for long. You know, it's either I start to look for long or anything of a short term short. But anyway, if I could like go lower, you could notice everything is there. You understand? We have the mini double bottom there. We got the aggressive push high, and we are set at this high. And if I could go under 4 hour, you could notice. You know, it's two things that I'm paying attention to. Understand? Could we somehow furthermore develop, of which that might not happen? You know, or if I could go lower again, because there is a formation of a structure like that, if you could pay attention to that, I'll be looking for something in this nature would make perfect sense. You understand? Just out of this piece of continuation like that, that's how I'll be looking at it. So that's how I'm looking about it. Nevertheless, if I could go lower, let me just, if I could go lower, yeah, man, if I could go lower on the hourly, would look to see if the thingy, the long holds, will be looking for something in that nature for the idea for short, for the long. Why am I saying short? So that's how I'm looking about it. Dollar cat, not two ideas, but like one idea, but two different areas. You understand? So obviously we're more in this south territory, and we have tapped into this area of value, and these are the lows. You understand? So I'll be looking to see if could we furthermore form develop into a continuation structure or whatnot. You understand? So it's either two things could happen here. I could price tap into this area, or could we react from this footprint, if I could put emphasis on it. Um, there it is. It's actually here, right about this area. But already we could notice that okay, price worked towards there and it broke out. So we would look to see what happens here. Could it be an aggressive push down? Something of a more deliberate continuation below would make perfect sense. But at this point, this might be looking long in this type of momentum like this. Anything is possible in this scenario. So this area I'll be looking for a green light in a manner of an aggressive sell-off, like an aggressive push down before we would get to see anything of a continuation. Same thing here. I'm still looking to see if price come back here and give us the same thing, push down continuation. That's how I'm looking about it. And the last pay, which is the Kiwi cat. Kiwi cat, same thing. Not the best kind of positioning for the idea for long. More of a short term type of play. You could notice, okay, these are our lows, and we had left a gap towards this low as well. So for our beautiful stuff, like if you can like pay attention to the nature of price and what's so on, reacted from that hook point, mini double top, there was this formation of a structure like that. There was a formation of a continuation there. We got an aggressive sell off, pushed down. You had your beautiful 1, 2, 3, which is a beautiful piece of price action. And looking left, there was more of a footprint there. So it's either two things could happen in this point at this point. You understand? So we'd look to see if I could go lower. You understand? Because already we have the follow through from the footprint that I'm putting emphasis on, just like that. You understand? So I'm still looking to see if price could somehow start to form more of a base for the long. That's how I'm looking about it. So yeah, man. So that's just what I'm looking at. So otherwise, um, more patient with most of the pairs and would look to see what happens in this coming week. Nevertheless, let's stay sharp, guys, and yeah, man, let's kickstart the year with momentum. And see you on another video. Do like and follow for more market breakdowns and comment, guys. See you and thank you once again.